Thank you, Christy. The U.S. State Department has issued a worldwide travel alert for Americans because of the threat of a possible terrorist attack. The alert was issued at the beginning of one of the busiest travel weeks of the year and on the eve of a meeting between the President of the United States and the French President Francois Hollande. Now, the worldwide travel alert warns people to exercise particular caution during the holiday season and at any kind of holiday event. The State Department is saying that terror groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and others are continuing to plan attacks using conventional and non-conventional weapons. Officials say that there are no credible threats to the United States at this point. Investigators still have not found Salah Abdeslam, the terrorist in the Paris attacks who got away. Today, a street sweeper near Paris found an explosive vest without its detonator that contained shrapnel, bolts, and the same kind of explosive that was used in the November 13th assault. Brussels will also remain at the highest alert level for at least another week.
It was very frightening to sit there and understand that a terrorist attack was occurring not too far from us.
Several Upstate college students are home tonight after spending the past few months in Brussels. Our Mike Manzoni spoke with one local student who just got back last night. He's here in the studio now with her story. Mike.
Well, Amy, it all started back in August when she went over to Brussels for a 3-month study abroad program. She says it was fun until it quickly turned into a race to get out of the country. If you think this looks scary on TV, just imagine being there in person.
And I was just very on edge.
When terrorists killed more than 100 people across Paris a little more than a week ago, most of the nearly 24 Furman University students studying abroad in nearby Brussels packed up and left. Anna Knight from Greenville got home yesterday after spending days trying to find a flight out of the country.
By the end of the week, we didn't really feel safe. From what they were telling us, from what we were hearing, we did not feel safe, and we were slightly scared.
Knight says the U.S. Embassy sent out alerts to students telling them to try to hide the fact that they were Americans.
Advising us to not speak English too loud on the streets, not to be overly loud, and stay away from large crowds, stay away from shopping.
These are really good students.
That's when Knight's professor, Dr. Brent Nelson, says staying there just didn't make sense anymore.
They were shutting down the universities, they were shutting down all the public buildings and government buildings. There really wasn't any purpose for us to be there any longer.
Right now, there's a definite uneasiness throughout Brussels.
Wofford College student Tevin Johnson is still over in Brussels. I talked with him earlier tonight via Skype.
There's something in the air that people can kind of feel, and you understand that, like when you're on public transportation, when you're in populated areas, everybody's kind of looking over their shoulder a little bit.
Tevin Johnson, the Wofford College student who you just saw there, says he has 3 weeks left before his semester wraps up. There are a few Furman students who are still getting ready to come home and should be back in the U.S. by the end of the week. Amy?